in with yet another video, another market breakdown. I hope you all have been good. I've been doing quite well. So on my right, guys, as usual, I'm having my top 6 pairs that I will be basically analyzing for us all, so that we can be able to look out for them as the week progresses as of tomorrow. Right, so I'm gonna start with NAS100. Like basically, I'm gonna start accordingly as they are on my right? So let's get to that, guys, as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna start with NAS100, right, and then go down as I go forward, right? So on Nasdaq, I'm currently on the daily time frame, right? So we do have this descending channel, which we broke out of, but I'm not going to focus too much on that. I'm going to straight up go to the price, right? The current price on the daily time frame, okay? So that we do not waste any more time. So if you look at what's going on there, we have some sort of a triangle that's going on in there. We have like the first touch and the second touch is at the top. So we have an anticipated third touch over there, right? And then you can also see that we had a horizontal level that we do have over here. So we're just building up a playground at the moment. And then we can just use the trend lines to highlight also what is it that we do see. As you can see, first touch, second, first, second, and the third touch. And then if you look at that daily candle, and as much as that's a double top, right? So usually we know that that represents sellers in the market, but we need to take into consideration that that's a key level that we need to put our eyes on. And then, what could be an ascending channel, or it could be just building up another channel pattern that will continue with the bullish momentum, right? So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So now that we're on the 4-hour time frame, it makes sense as to what I just explained, right? So you can see that the market had rejected out of that level for like 3 times, if I can put it that way. And then as you can see that we have these 2 touches at the bottom that we do have, right? So it depends on how you see it, guys, because someone may say that this is a consolidation, so it may, like this trend line may not be necessary to have, right? But just having this, and then also that horizontal level over there, right? So it's clear to see now that, okay, currently we're in a consolidation, and also what could be an inverse head and shoulders, right? So I hope you see it clearly. So what's the game plan now on Nasdaq? So as you can see, we had the first rejection candle, that hammer, and then that's the next candle just confirmed the buyers in the market. So if we're just going to go on the 1-hour time frame now, so we can see as to how are we going to tackle that. And then now that we're on the 1-hour time frame, guys, I need you to take note of something. Here we had what you call an impulse move in a correction. So one of the reasons why the market becomes a buy, except for the fact that we're at the support level, we have completed the 90% rule of this pattern, right? So usually when the market does that, it usually goes to a different direction, because this pattern, like everything as to this pattern, has been played out. So there's no much more as to continue with it. And then now that we're here, what I think is going to happen. So overall, we just do know that we're looking for buys long term on Nasdaq, but it does not necessarily mean that we're not going to have sells, guys, right? Because the whole point of analyzing from the higher time frame is for you to get the directional bias, right? And then as you go lower or to the lower time frames, you already know what is it that you're looking for. It's just a matter of finding a right place and time to execute on what you have already seen on the daily time frame. So for example, now that we're here on Nasdaq, we already saw the 4-hour candle and those rejection candles, and the fact that we're at the support level, right? So the market will already know that we're anticipating the probability of NAS being a buy. But it does not mean that Nasdaq is going to shoot straight away to the upside, right? Because if you look at what's going on in there, you would see that at that trend line resistance, we have a rejection candle over there, whereby the market is going to be pushed back to that support level so that it can actually give us a clear indication that it really will go to the upside. So all I'm trying to say here is it might just want to come back here before actually going back to the upside. But as for me, the way I see it, I would say Nasdaq looks bullish than it looks bearish to me, right? And then we can just highlight that level. And then so that's the level and also that one if it ends up going back to the upside, right? So yeah, guys, let's move on now to the next pair, which is Euro USD. So on Euro USD as well, guys, I'm not gonna draw a lot of stuff. I will show you exactly why on the daily time frame. But as you can see as well here, we broke out of this descending channel, right, which is ages ago, but I'm not going to focus too much on that. But if I were to base my analysis based on it, I would say that if, for example, we still have that level, right, so it would not be shocking to see Euro USD continue being a buy until it reaches that level, which is where the 90% rule of this daily pattern will be found, right? But now that's not the point that I'm trying to make here, or what I will dwell too much on. So this is what's happening on Nasdaq, on Euro USD, right? So if you go to the H4, okay, I saw a very nice thingy. So as you can see, 1, 2, so we have an anticipated third touch over there in the future. But as well, I'm not gonna focus on the because I already saw a structure that we can play from. So this is what's going on here on Euro USD, guys. This is what I saw when I was filtering everything out, all right? So we have this first touch, second, so we have an anticipated third touch over there. And then we had the first, second, and the third touch over there as well. So it simply tells me that we're just looking at the third touch over there, meaning that Euro USD to me looks bullish as a result of this structure that I've drawn for ourselves. So what is it that we're going to do next? What is going to confirm the buys in here? Because I want to tell you something, guys, that the market is always right. Because in the market, when you want to do something, everything will just line up. It will give you a confirmation that this is what I want to do. So for example, guys, you would notice most of the time that when you are in an uptrend, right? So higher highs, high lows, higher highs, or something like that. But do you notice that also in like if you listen to me carefully as to when I say that the market will give you straight away, like what is it that they want to do, it will show you, right? Because if we are in an uptrend, what is it that's going to confirm that this uptrend will continue, or or what's going to show that the market is going to persist being an uptrend? The market, guys, will simply give you an impulse, and then it will just give you a correction here, which will confirm to you that the market still wants to continue with this bullish momentum. So what's the confirmation that the market would be giving you? It would be this sort of a correction, because we know that if after every impulse move we get a correction. So if it wants to persist with this uptrend, it will just give you this, and then you just have to wait until it becomes clear so that you can act on it, right? So this is what I will be diving into in this structure that I have drawn here. So for example, the market has just printed exactly what I'm talking about here, right? To confirm that indeed it may want to go to the upside, right? So let's do this now. So as you can see currently, guys, first touch, second, and anticipated third touch over there. We already completed our first 3 touches at the bottom. As you can see, those 2 rejection candles and then a bullish engulfing candle, right? And then impulse move correction. So what is it that we're looking for next on Euro USD, right? I'm looking for the continuation of buys to the upside. Okay, so that's what I'm looking out for on Euro USD. But how are we going to get there? Does it mean that Euro USD is going to take off immediately and go and be a buy? Not really, right? So now that we're on the 1 hour time frame, right, we have already broken out of this descending channel. So by looks of those candles, the market may just want to come back, say maybe here for a retest, and then this is where we can look for buys on Euro USD and hopefully to swing it all the way to the upside. So this is what I would be personally looking out for on Euro USD. Ascending structure, impulse move correction, breakout and retest, and then the continuation of bias to the upside. So that's what I see. Then if we go forward now to USDCHF, so USDCHF, usually when Euro USD becomes a buy, Euro CHF becomes a sell, right? So we have this descending channel here as well. So first, second, third touch, and the fourth one. So that may look or seem like a breakout, but trust me, it's not as of yet. You need to know when the market is playing some tricks on you. And if you see that candle rejection over there, if that candle closes like that, then it will confirm what we see on Euro USD, right? So this is what we have at the moment, but it's going to be clear on the lower time frame, right? So let's go to the 4 hour time frame. So now that we're on the 4 hour time frame, we have already, so a lot of people would have been trapped out here into believing that the market has broken out, which is in this sense, which is breakout, retest, and then the continuation of buys. But if you understand how the market works, a breakout, guys, will be clear. It will not be something like this. A breakout will just be a clean breakout with higher highs and higher lows. Then so a breakout will just be a nice breakout, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. Then you will know that the market is going to go to the upside, right? But if you look at it currently, you would see that at some point, it's not yet ready to go to the upside. It's just being tricky or playing some tricks on us. So what is it that I'm anticipating here as well? A little bit of continuation of sells on USDCHF if Euro USD indeed becomes a buy. So USDCHF may sell up until the supporting trend line or that one, right? So either one of two. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame on Euro CHF, you would see that it has already broken out of this channel that we have built for ourselves, because we do know that after every impulse move we get a correction. So it's no surprise that the market ended up being a sell. And where's the 90 of this pattern? This is where the 90% pattern of this is where the 90% rule of that pattern is at. So it wouldn't be a surprise if we would see the market coming back up until at least at that level, so that they can complete the 90% rule of that pattern. So it's just as well, I'm just looking out for a continuation of sales to the downside. Maybe this is where you're going to get the buys, or either one of those two levels. So that's what I see on as well on USDCHF. So let's move forward now to Euro NZD. So on Euro NZD, guys, right, it's a little bit tricky because from your weekly time frame, right, I want to show you something quickly. From a weekly perspective, we have this. I saw this, right? So we still have a third touch there that the market is yet to fulfill, and that weekly candle looks bullish, right? So I would say that long term here we're looking for buys, but it does not mean that we're not going to have short-term sells. Okay, so let's go to the daily time frame. So now that we're on the daily, we're not going to focus on the weekly structure, but we're just going to focus on this one, on the daily, right? So this is what is going on, right? So we have 1, 2, so an anticipated third touch over there. At the bottom we have 1, 2, 3. So we already got 3, right? So let's go to the 4 hours. So now that you're on the H4, I need you to pay careful attention here, all right? So let's be cautious as to what's going on here. So if you look at it from this perspective, this is what's going on Euro NZD. So if Euro NZD is to sell short term, right, it will be a result of the fact that we have 1, 2, 3, that's the fourth touch. So that may be a fake out, and you can see that the market is giving us rejection candles over there. All right. And then inside the structure, I already saw that, okay, at some point we also have a pattern inside a pattern, meaning that first touch, second, third, first, second, third, so an anticipated fourth touch over there, right? So I'm looking at the possibility of Euro NZD being a sell, at least up until those levels, if it is to continue going to the upside. Maybe this is where it will get the strength to actually push more to the upside. But as of now, it looks really bearish to me, right? So going to the 4-hour time frame. Oh, already. So let me go to the what happened. So now that we're on the 1-hour time frame, right? So as you can see here, that's what's going on. So I'm looking here at the possibility of impulse move. So just the market building up a correction, that's gonna be enough for us, for it to give us the sells to the downside. So that is if the market is indeed going to be a sell, that I think it will be, right? And then if you treat it like this, because sometimes if the market is not clear from the higher time frame, then you have to go to the lower time frame so that you can understand. So for example, now if the market is indeed building up a correction, because if you can also see that this could, what might be a head and shoulder pattern, right? So we have 1, 2, 1, 2 at the bottom. So if the market is to sell, I would most likely look out for a sell maybe at the top of that trend line for the third touch over there. So I'll be looking on the lookout for the third touch basically. Say maybe at least up until there, which is what's going to confirm to us that Euro NZD will truly be a sell to the upside. So at some point you need to work backwards, guys. Look into what the lower time frames are saying in conjunction with what you see on the higher time frame, right? So this is what I also see as well on Euro NZD. So let's move now to USDJPY. So on USDJPY, guys, you can see that, okay, we had, we have this support level, right? And then also as well that resistance. And then we broke out of this channel. So the market broke out of this channel, right? So we just have that daily turning point at the moment. And then if you look at that candle rejection over there, you would see that, okay, if the market is to respect that level, it will sell temporarily, right? But as you can see that the market, after it broke out, it has been broke out in higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low. So that's a higher high. So we may form another higher low over there and continue going to the upside, or the market may just be building up a correction, maybe come back here to fill that gap before it can actually push further more to the upside, right? But everything is going to be clear on the 4-hour time frame. So now you can clearly see, evidently see what the market rejected over there. And then if we build up a correction over there, you can also see that, okay, sharp, this is what's up. So impulse move, correction, and then we do have some sort of a level over there. So let me put it like that, because this is where it's supposed to be by looks of things, right? So if the market respects that daily level, then we would like to see USDJPY being a sell if the dollar indeed loses strength, right? So we would want to see it coming, say maybe there. So looking now at the possibility of a retest and then sells to the downside. So this is what I would say I see on USDJPY, but it all depends on the dollar strength. Is the dollar going to be strong? Is it going to be weak? So you can just confirm by analyzing the dollar index. So yeah, guys, for me, this is the end of the video. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video and took away something from it. I will most definitely see you guys on the next video.